I want to share with you a subject that needs to be talked about. I'm going to start off by saying a word, and that word is going to be marginalized. The definition of marginalized is to treat a person or group as insignificant or peripheral. Marginalized people are individuals or groups pushed to the edge of society, experiencing systematic, social, economic, and political exclusion. This exclusion stems from discrimination based on characteristics like race, gender, religion, age, disability, or even sexual orientation. As a result, they face limited access to opportunities and resources such as education, healthcare, and employment, making it difficult to fully participate in society. Now, if you're being honest and your eyes are open, I am speaking about the disadvantages that Black people face in America. And before I start hearing, damn, is it February already? Understand, just because America made February Black History Month, that's cool. But every month, every day is a day to share Black history. We have to look at it for what it is and what we're dealing with in today's time. We have to look at America today, and under the uncaring and hateful U.S. president who has been continually taking away the wins that have been gained by our ancestors, from education to workforce to freedom of speech. Americans, but more so, Black Americans, have been losing and not gaining when it comes to equality. What's worse is that the orchestrated plans of critical race theory to redistricting when it comes to elections to Project 2025, there has been a plan put in place to marginalize Black people. Anytime a Black person shows any pride in its own race, someone somewhere is attacking that person. No other race is treated like that in America. Dr. John Henrik Clark said, and I'll quote, "White people think when you love yourself, you hate them. No, when I love myself, they are irrelevant to me." End quote. And when it comes to education in America, Dr. Clark has said, if we expect the present day school system to give history to you, you are dreaming. This we have to do for ourselves. The Chinese did not go to the world and beg to have Chinese studies allowed, nor did they beg to be able to teach Chinese studies. And neither did the Japanese. People don't beg other people to restore their histories. They do it for themselves. And that's the end of that quote. A lot of division in America is stemmed from hate. In the history of America, Black people have dealt with hate because of the color of their skin. Maya Angelou has said, hate, it has caused a lot of problems in the world, but has not solved one yet, end quote. Arthur Naim Akbar said, Blacks who continue to remember The struggles of their ancestors are frequently told by others to get over slavery and forget their past. It's only by facing your past that you can actually perceive reality and determine your destiny. End quote. Black people have been very resilient to have to adapt just to live, just to prosper. When black women were not allowed to participate in the Miss America pageants, then the Miss Black America pageant was created. When black people didn't feel that they were represented enough on a show like American Bandstand, then we ended up having a show called The Soul Train. And when black people throughout the history are not allowed to attend white colleges and universities, then we had HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, to solve that issue. Also, when blacks were not allowed to play Major League Baseball, the resolve was Negro League Baseball. So I can go on and give you more and more examples of these things, but I'm going to keep that part of it short. And if I'm lying, tell me. But it seems that black people are the only people in America that I can see that are attacked for having pride in their history. That is weird to me. Okay, so I'm going to ask this question, and I'm going to pose this to any white person that either feels hate in their heart or any type of division in their heart toward black people. And I'm going to ask a serious question like this. Why does the positive of a black person automatically bring out the negative in you towards that black person or those black people? Maybe you don't recognize you're doing it. Maybe you do, but it is being done. The erasure of black history in America is not a coincidence because it's already been purposely done. There are two main reasons that I see why there's a big pressure to erase black history. One would be to diminish any positives that are associated with black people, with the raising of America. Example, whenever they talk about America pulling itself up by the bootstraps and doing this, that, and other, it's never mentioned that America was built off of slave labor. They don't want to talk about that, and they don't want to bring that up. And number two, which I feel more importantly, is to erase the proof of their racism. There are many pictures and video that we see in a recent age where you see black students being pummeled by food and spit and everything else by monsters their own age just because they sat at a lunch counter. That's despicable, it's horrible, it's evil, and it was taught to them. There are pictures of mothers, young ladies, kids being water hosed in the street for quiet protests by firefighters. There are pictures of young men walking without saying a word in protests in different cities that were attacked by police dogs. They were maimed, they were injured, they were arrested, some were killed. There are pictures of white families, husbands, mothers, children surrounding a lynching, watching black men hang, pointing, laughing, grinning. So now, the reason why I made that my point number two was this. That was somebody's grandmother out there laughing and pointing. There was somebody's grandfather out here hanging in prison. That picture shows them what they were doing. They don't want their grandkids to know the monsters that they were, that the evilness resided in them like that. So, of course, let's erase that history, even if it is black history. They want to erase evidence. And that's what I see when I look at the way I grew up and learned about it and saw those pictures. I looked at it with tears in my eyes and with fear, watching people actually have picnics and laughing at a person hanging from a tree. I now go to the words of Whitney M. Young when speaking about America. He said, "We create an environment where it is all right to hate, to steal, to cheat, and to lie, if we dress it up with symbols of respectability, dignity, and love." In that quote. That quote reminds me completely of these MAGA minions and these Trumpites who want to disguise their "Make America Great Again" as if there's some respectability, dignity, and love in it. You don't have those things, and you never will, because you're hateful and you're evil and you're divisive. And just because you say it's done out of love, it doesn't mean that it is. So just own it. Be truthful about it. I'm going to go ahead and close this right now, but something that I just had to say. So, once again, if you have any comments, please share. I hope you give me any likes. And if you will, I would hope that you will subscribe to my page.